What is good, everybody? Travo and Cream Pro Wrestling Podcast. Find us here on YouTube. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Cream here to review the Friday shows, my weekly ritual. And guess what? We have a Friday night Smackdown to review this week. So we're going to do that first because it happened chronologically first. And then we're going to review last night's AEW Rampage, not Dynamite. But a great show. Both shows were very good. But before we get into that, got to do my spiel. But first, if you haven't watched Travo and I review this past week's Dynamite, please go check it out. Yes. That's it. That's all we got. But give us a like. Give us a subscribe for more great content in the future. We got some plans. We got some plans coming for you. So make sure you hit the like button and you hit the subscribe button. So, like I said, we had a Smackdown. I've only reviewed Smackdown once because I missed a week, and then we didn't have one on New Year's Day. So this is the first Smackdown of the year. Came to us from Connecticut. And it kicked up with a Day 1 and Monday Night Raw recap, pretty much recapping how Brock Lesnar won the WWE Championship at Day 1, and then the promo he cut on Monday Night Raw, where Paul Heyman rejoined him as his advocate. So more on that here in a minute. Then the show kicked off with Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. He's the greatest. He comes out, gives a entrance and a promo. It was a long entrance, man. It was like 5 minutes. Roman's just talking. Brock, of course, interrupts, and he's with Paul Heyman. Heyman goes to do his introduction of Brock. Brock interrupts him and does it himself, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good, I gotta say. Brock has gotten way better on the mic than he used to be in the Ruthless Aggression era, for sure. So pretty much, Heyman asked Roman why he did what he did to him, because he cared about him, he protected him from Brock, and Brock's being really mean to Heyman. Like, I feel terrible for Paul Heyman, because have you ever heard Paul Heyman mess up in a promo? Shout out to our friend Beaton. Yeah, man, this ends with Roman getting a surprise attack on Brock. He hits him with a Superman punch and leaves. So more on that, I guess. Yep. Then we cut to backstage, and we had Rick Boogs with Shinsuke Nakamura. They're gonna have a match next. Boogs is gonna have a match next against Sami Zayn. We come back from commercial, and Sami Zayn is getting a backstage interview. He says Shinsuke's been ducking him because he is the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship, and because he won the gauntlet match that was on Christmas Day. The 12 Days of Christmas gauntlet match, or something like that. Yes. So Sammy's the #1 contender for the IC title. He goes to walk away to do his entrance. He runs into who else but jackasses, Johnny Knoxville. Johnny, of course, had that Instagram video where he entered the Royal Rumble match, or he said he was going to. But Sammy says he's not qualified to enter the Royal Rumble match. He hasn't done anything besides be a Celebrity Raw general manager back in the day. He didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. So Sammy comes out. Him and Boogs and Shinsuke get their whole entrance. You know, guitars and everything. Pat McAfee dancing on the announce table. Sammy pretty much was in control most of the match. Boogs hit this really awesome suplex, where he went down to 2 knees and he was holding Sammy up in the air, really stalling. It was very impressive. That was his one big move of the match. Sammy gets caught up jawing with Shinsuke, and that's enough for Boogs to get the roll-up win. So Rick Boogs gets a win over Sami Zayn on the first SmackDown of the year. It's crazy, man. You never thought you'd hear something like that. After the match, Sammy continues to jaw with Boogs and Shinsuke, because why? He's being a sore loser, I guess. Johnny Knoxville sneaks up from behind him and dumps him over the top rope, Royal Rumble style, and heads back up the ramp to the Jackass theme. And then it is announced after that he qualifies for the Royal Rumble match. So congratulations to Johnny Knoxville. He's actually going to be in the Royal Rumble match. Dude's in like his late 40s, maybe? I haven't fact-checked it, but man, I hope it's more of like a Drew Carey type deal than like a Bad Bunny type deal. I'm anxious to see what's going to happen. Next up, New Day interview with Kayla Braxton. It's their last opportunity in the main event for the Usos SmackDown Tag Team Championships. But he says they're going to pull it out. They're going to win. Or Woods said that. And Kofi agreed. So that was pretty much the extent of the interview. Next up, Charlotte Flair entrance. Flair for the Gold segment was next. I don't know if it was actually called Flair for the Gold segment. I thought that's what the screen had said. So I wrote that down. But that could totally be something from like old WCW. When her father used to host. Like his talk show segment, like Ms. TV and Happy Talk. We'll get to Happy Talk here in a minute. I have lots to say about Happy Talk. Next up, we had Charlotte in the ring. Wow, I couldn't believe it. We went to commercial and then we came back and we were in the same segment. That doesn't happen on SmackDown normally. Charlotte just pretty much throws to a package of the contestants that are already announced for the Royal Rumble match. There was 18 in total, I believe. Got the list right here, boy. Nikki Cross, or Nikki ASH, Aaliyah, Natalya, Shayna Baszler, Tamina, Dana Brooke, who is the 24/7 champion at the moment, crazy, returning legend Kelly, Rhea Ripley, returning legend Lita, Naomi, the Bella Twins, returning legends, Carmella, Zelina Vega, Shotzi, returning legend Michelle McCool, Mrs. Undertaker herself, Summer Rae, and the most shocking name of all, Impact Women's Champion Mickie James. So it seems the forbidden door has been opened in WWE. It just happened to be opened by Impact Wrestling. So looking forward to that. Maybe it's a one and done. I could see Mickie coming in and putting over the Horseman or a Bianca Belair or maybe even a Rhea Ripley. But I'd definitely like to see some crossover. I want to see Moose in a ring, in the WWE ring. We'll have to see. But then Charlotte goes on to say that she is also entering the Rumble match. So 19 official entrants right now. Bold prediction. Asuka comes back as a surprise entrant. Hopefully. Crossing my fingers. That's not only a want, but is also a bold prediction. Naomi finally interrupts this segment after it goes long-wind. She pretty much challenges for the title. She says you don't have to wait till the Royal Rumble to defend your title. You can do it tonight. She slaps her. Charlotte flees. But during the commercial break, they make it official. So it's going to be Naomi versus Charlotte in a championship contenders match. I thought they did away with those. But it makes sense. Throughout the match, Naomi would get like a count-out victory. She hits a blockbuster on the outside on Charlotte, and Charlotte gets counted out as Naomi gets back in the ring. But Sonya Deville comes out and tells us that it is no count-out. So then we go to commercial, we come back. Charlotte locks in the figure four, and Naomi gets the ropes, but Charlotte refuses to break it. So the ref disqualifies her, calls for the bell. Sonya Deville, who's still at ringside, gets on the microphone and says that it is now no disqualification. So Naomi getting a bad deal here from the authority figure. Charlotte finally gets the win with a natural selection after some fighting from Naomi. Pretty good match. Good women's division match. Still keeping the Naomi and Sonya feud going. I'd like to see Sonya in the Rumble match and her and Naomi have a spot. That would be pretty cool. Next up, we had an Usos backstage interview. They're pretty much just retorting to New Day, saying that they are going to hold on to the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. That's pretty much it. It's a street fight in the main event. I don't know if I said that before, but it was scheduled as a street fight. Oh man, the moment you've been waiting for. Happy Corbin makes his entrance. Happy Talk is next. So it goes to commercial. We come back, we get Sonya and Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce kind of asks Sonya like what the deal is with Naomi, you know. But I mean, he still lets it go on, so he's just as guilty as she is. Someone, I guess, a authority figure higher than Adam Pearce, told him that he has to decide who is going to face Roman for the Universal title at Royal Rumble by the end of the night. So more on that here in a bit. Then we had Happy Talk. Man. Alright, so it was just Corbin. Corbin was the only one that made his entrance. There was no Madcap Moss, so you knew there was shenanigans afoot. Corbin throws to a recap of what he and Madcap did to Drew McIntyre at day one. They pretty much attacked him backstage and wrapped the chair around his neck and Pillmanized it. So he's going to be out for a while on an injury angle. Then he introduces Drew McIntyre. He says Drew McIntyre's in the building. And he comes out and it's just Madcap Moss and Drew McIntyre cosplay. And I mean, Happy asked him a bunch of questions. He had like a stereotypical, racist Scottish accent, as he was answering these questions. So I was like, whoa, this angle's no good. Pat McAfee's just knocking it the whole time on commentary. So maybe they'll get the point across that, that kind of stuff is bad. But, so it just pretty much ends with the Viking Raiders coming out. They had a match against Madcap and Happy Corbin. So we cut to commercial. Next up was that match. But before that, no, I guess they just went to the match. Yeah, what you would think. Poor Viking Raiders. They could really be something. I really think they could. But they're jobbing out to Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. And Madcap Moss is actually getting the wins here. He wins with his finisher that he is calling, what is it? The Punchline. Oh yeah, because he's the Punchline guy, so that makes sense. Yeah, he's getting the push, man. I think they like him. That's good. I like to see new stars built. But this whole Happy Corbin thing, especially the talk show, please no more. Please no more. Next up, we had a Sheamus promo, and Sheamus gets a huge pop from the live crowd. Sheamus, legend, earning it. He just pretty much says, he gives a Ridge Holland health update. Yeah, that was it. And then he entered the Royal Rumble match, and that got a huge pop too, so looking forward to Sheamus being in the Royal Rumble match. Next up, we had New Day entrance, and the match would be next. So we come back from commercial, and we have Roman in the locker room. Adam Pearce comes in and sits down. And he was going to discuss who Roman's opponent was, but Roman was like, you can line up anybody on this roster. I'll smash them all. It's terrible Roman Reigns impersonation, but that's pretty much what he said. So Pearce was like, okay, then I just won't tell you who it is. And he left the locker room. So then we had the match, Usos versus New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships in a street fight. And this was par for these guys. Of course, the street fight, there was lots of crazy weapon spots, trash cans, kendo sticks, fighting in the crowd. Kofi did crazy jumps as he always does. Just great action from these guys. Don't really have much notes about it. It is a good match. Go and check it out. Usos win with the 3D through a table. They've been using the 3D. They're calling it the 1D, because they the ones is what they say. But they retain the SmackDown tag title, so no new reign for the New Day. After the match, we cut back to Roman's locker room. He's proud of his boys, but it really felt like he had high anxiety, like he thought they were going to blow it. Who walks in but Seth Rollins? Ha, 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 ha. And Seth laughs as we fade to black. Is Seth Roman's Royal Rumble opponent? And that's kind of crazy because he wasn't on the SmackDown roster. Unless maybe there was a trade or something. I don't know. They do weird things when it's Mania season, but solid episode here. Good story development. Looking forward to next week as we build to the Royal Rumble match. We'll be right back with our AEW Rampage review.
I want to be an American. Hey. Milo's tea. Wake up in the morning and I go grab a drink. What do I get? Milo's tea. Hey, 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 cause I love it so sweet. Love it so good to me, love it so good to you. What you gonna do when you gonna get the flu? You gotta go get Milo's tea. Comment down below if your feet stink.
All right, everybody, welcome back. If you're still with me, hit that like button. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me how long that blind behind me has been broken. I just noticed that. Isn't that crazy? We're going to move on to our AEW Rampage review. Show started off with Excalibur, Taz, Ricky Starks, and Chris Jericho all on commentary. And we kicked off with a match. Adam Cole, baby, versus Jake Atlas. Adam Cole came out by himself. No undisputed help or Young Bucks and Landon Cutler. This was a good match. Adam Cole ranked number 1. So could he be the next challenger for Hangman? I hope not. I hope not, because I would want Adam Cole to win that. I would root for Adam Cole. And I don't want to root against Hangman. Jake Atlas hits a Claymore during the match. This was a good match with good action. I do want to say, though, I don't know what NXT was thinking, because Jake Atlas has NXT 2.0 written all over him. I mean, compared to Adam Cole, he's a heavyweight. And I mean, he does crazy moves. He's good, solid. I think they said he was a 7-year pro. I don't get it, man. But he's in AEW now. Ooh, excuse me. During the match, looks like Jake Atlas gets a knee injury, and he goes down. He can't get up for the Panama Sunrise, so he makes it look like he reverses it. Cole just locks in a knee bar and he taps out. Adam Cole wins by submission, and they really sold how versatile Adam Cole was, so it was good cover up on commentary for the injury. Kyle and Bobby come out to congratulate their chum. Great job, Adam. You did well. They said they're going to beat down Atlas. Whoa, he's already injured, man. Come on, Adam Cole. I guess he is a heel. Best friends in Orange Cassidy come out and make the save with a chain. Orange Cassidy had a chain, so furthering their feud. More on that in the future. I'm really into this feud. Well, not the feud necessarily, but definitely the Adam Cole storyline. More on that, like I said, in the future. Excalibur announces that Cody is not medically cleared to compete at Battle of the Belts. So, in his place, we will get Dustin Rhodes, the Natural. He will face Sammy Guevara for an interim TNT championship. So, that's probably still going to be a good match, but definitely not on the level that like Cody and Sammy could have been. Could have been match of the night. Hopefully Cody's okay. And then he'll just have a match later down the line with somebody. Probably Sammy, if I'm going to make a prediction. Not an official prediction, though. Anything can happen. That's happening. We had a recap from this previous week's Dynamite. I'm not going to tell you what the recap was about. You need to go watch mine and Travo's recap of this past week's Dynamite, if you want to know what went on. Then we had a Tony Schiavone interview with Andrade El Idolo. That's what I should have put in the shot. I should have put Andrade in the shot. But yeah, he pretty much says he has interest in Darby Allin. That's why he interrupted the match last week on Rampage and led to the Acclaim beatdown. That did happen. I really thought that I dreamt that. Like that was some fantasy booking from me. But no, it actually did happen. And he talks crap about Sting. Could we get an Andrade and Sting match? Give it to me. All the yes. Next up, we had Hook versus Aaron Soto of the Factory. And this was just a Hook squash match, man. He hit him with about 100 suplexes. Just amazing offense from Hook, you know, as you would expect. Just jobber Aaron Soto. Yeah, so Hook gets the win with the Taz mission after some vicious strikes, you know, like he does to set it up. QT Marshall, after the match, gets in as Hook's trying to leave, grabs Hook's arm. Bad move, QT. He tries to attack Hook, and he gets a suplex for his trouble. So, bad move, QT, bad move. I'd like to see that match, though. Give me more QT Marshall. Next up, we had a Ricky Starks promo from commentary. This was pretty cool. Him versus Matt Sydal for the FTW Championship at Battle of the Belts. I swear, Tony Khan, if you've been watching the show, please leave a comment, because I swore that I have said this before. I hate that the FTW Championship isn't treated like a real title. So, let's get more of this. Next, we had a Bunny and Penelope and Anna Jay and Tay Conti recap and promo off. They're both teams are pretty much just saying the feud's over for now, but watch out in the future, our paths may cross again. Then we had like bloody bunny imagery, so they're really gonna roll with that, hoping to make her a big star. After that, Ruby Soho, Ruby Soho, and Riho versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Jamie Hayter was her tag team partner with Reba Rebel on the outside. This is the match where I gotta shout out my man Travo. This is the match where I decided that Riho is very, very good. And I completely understand now why he is such a big fan. She gets the win on Jamie Hayter with a roll-up, and that causes dissension on the Britt team. Britt pushes Jamie Hayter after the match, so possibly setting up a betrayal angle. I still have, of course, unofficial prediction, of course, I still have Britt beating Riho at Battle of the Belts. But we'll have to see, and we'll have to find out. Next, we had a Dan Lambert promo. He's mad that Dustin is Cody's replacement in the TNT title match, which is fine. And then his guys talk too, but, you know, just standard stuff. Don't really have much else to say about it. It is a Dan Lambert promo, but he hasn't been as annoying, I will say, as he has been in the past. Dynamite card was announced. Of course, it was announced last week on Dynamite, but Punk versus Wardlow, all-time dream match for me and Travo. Hobbs and Dante Martin, give it to me, gonna be a good one. And Serena Deeb versus Sheeta, make it an Inferno match. Tony Khan, if you're watching this, make it an Inferno match. Next up, you knew what time it was, because we had a Mark Henry interview. He just pretty much interviews, 2.0 cuts him off. He doesn't even get a word in. Poor Mark Henry. No wonder he doesn't try to get his catchphrases in all the time anymore. So they're crap talking 2.0 and Daniel Garcia. They're crap talking Eddie and Santana and Ortiz. Santana and Ortiz just go jump them, and Eddie too. They just go jump them and they fight. Mark Henry gets his catchphrases over. Good for him. Match starts during the break. This was a street fight. or a no holds barred or something like that. But crazy weapon spots, trash cans, uh, unreal. Santana and Ortiz, man, they are a well-oiled machine, and they definitely deserve to be closer to the top of the tag division. They had lots of great moves together. Santana gets the win over Jeff Parker. I called him Chase Parker because that was his NXT name, but Jeff Parker, after they hit a bunch of tag team finishers. 2.0 and Daniel Garcia beat down after the match. They beat down Santana Ortiz and Eddie. Chris Jericho, of course, gets up from commentary. He's at commentary. That's why I say that at the beginning of the show, just in case something happens with the commentators. Yep, Jericho comes down, makes the save. Would have been cool if he had Floyd, but he didn't. So yeah, that was Rampage. We're gearing up for Battle of the Belts, TNT TV special. So stay tuned for that. But until next time, this has been Cream, and we'll see you next time.